Connacht against Bristol is going to round out an all-Irish weekend for me. Wasn't planning on watching the Leinster game, but ended up watching it. Ulster and Munster's games were both absolutely incredible watches, so let's hope Connacht and Bristol will also be something of a thriller. I could have sworn I had made a magnet for Bristol, but apparently I have not. So I'll put that on my to-do list for next week, because they're certainly a team worth watching games of. But yeah, both of these teams lost their opening Champions Cup games last week. Connacht lost to Racing 92, 26-22. And Bristol had a bit of a try-scoring fest against Clermont, 51-38. So it's pretty much must-win time for both of these sides. I didn't see either of their games in full last week, and I've seen Bristol play once in the Premiership, I think since the new season started, and I haven't seen any games of Connacht in the Pro 14 since their season started. So it's going to be a good one for me to see how some of these guys go. There's a few new faces in the lineups for me and some kind of familiar ones as well. But yeah, do let me know your guys' thoughts on how you think this one might go and which guys I should be looking out for. It looks like relatively kind of steady lineups. Buckley, Heffernan and Beelum are the front rowers for Connacht. Beelum I've become pretty familiar with by watching him for Ireland recently. I don't know, he seemed to be much like kind of bigged up, and then he was kind of criticised for one of those last games in the Autumn Nations Cup at scrum time. It'll be interesting to see how he goes up against this Bristol pack. There's the two Mastersons in this lineup as well. Ulton Delane is alongside one of them in the second row, and then Sean is in the back row alongside Connor Oliver and Paul Boyle. Connor Oliver is one of the only changes from last week. I'm not sure if I've seen him play, but him and Jared Butler swap places. So Oliver is in the number 7 jersey. For the backs, you got Marmion and Jack Carty. Pretty familiar faces, at least for me. I've seen both of these guys on Connacht duty before. Archie is also back in the lineup, up from the bench, alongside Sam Arnold in the midfield. Matt Healy, John Porch, and Alex Wooten make out the back three. I'm trying to remember if I've seen Wooten play, or Porch actually, but not coming to my mind as I just look at their names on a piece of paper. Maybe if I look at their faces. But anyway, we'll see. I'm going to find out tomorrow anyway. It's a Monday game for me, 6:30 a.m. I think it's like 5:30 for you guys over in Ireland, but don't take my word for it. I could be mistaken, but I know it's 6:30 a.m. over here. For Bristol, Jake Wilmore, Byrne, and Sinclair are the front row. Sinclair is an addition to the 23 after not playing last week. Pretty welcome addition to have, I am sure. Atwood and Holmes are the locks. Atwood is also, I think, in addition to the 23. Up from the bench, no, sorry. I think Sinclair as well. They both of them played last week. Luatua is one of the guys who I believe wasn't in the 23 last week. He comes in at blindside. Ben Earl shifts from 6 to 7, and Nathan Hughes is at number 8. So it's a pretty good looking back row, to be honest. I'm certainly more familiar with them than I am the Connacht back row. Harry Randall and Callum Sheedy are 9 and 10. I've seen a bit of Sheedy recently in the Autumn Nations Cup as well. Siale Piatau and Piers O'Connor are the midfield. That'll be an interesting battle to see those guys up against Aki and Arnold. Alapati Leoa switches wings from right to left. This guy, Ratu Naulongo, is on the right wing. Apparently he's a league convert. I don't think I've seen him play. And Max Mellons is at fullback. Johan Lloyd is on the bench. So certainly some exciting players looking in both of these teams. I'm very keen to see Aki play. As I said, I haven't seen him for a while. And the Connacht back three, which I feel like I've seen these guys play, but as I said, nothing really springs to mind. Whereas like Leua, Mellons, I've definitely seen, and Naulongo is a new face for me. But yeah, it's an interesting one because I believe these teams have not played before. So it should be a first. Bristol is the favourite with the bookies. They're favoured by 2 points. Rugby forecast algorithm, which takes into a number of things into account. One of the things is head-to-head, but as I said, I don't think there is any head-to-head. Interestingly, let's go Connacht by 9. I guess it largely weights it with the old home advantage, so that could be part of the reason for that. But yeah, both of these teams will certainly be pretty desperate to get it done. And yeah, I have certainly not seen enough of Bristol or Connacht in recent times to make kind of really like fair judgments on it. There's certainly some of the big names I know, but yeah, do let me know who else to look out for. And yeah, hopefully it's a good game. 6:30 for me. I'll be watching it just before I start my work in the morning. But anyway, you guys take care, and I'll talk to you soon. See you later.